for 52 years. I've never encountered anybody remotely like Kate.
Request for an autograph to avoid breaking royal protocol during a February 26th trip to Wales with her.
Wales makes her first trip overseas to Italy 2 years after being diagnosed with cancer. Her husband of 15 years, Prince William and Kate Middleton, are commemorating a major marriage milestone. The royal couple celebrates their 50s with families, local educators, and government leaders in the northern Italian destination. 21st. Happy birthday and Father's Day to the best papa in the world. We love you very much. Growth spurt takes center stage in a new full family photo shared by the Princess of Wales.
William and Kate Middleton attended the men's singles final on July 12, bringing along their
public display of affection at the 2026 DMMI Royal Charity Polo Cup.
At the women's singles final on July 11th, stepping out in a striking crimson Roland Moret dress.
She politely redirects his request. She tells him in the clip, "I can't sign things, I'm so sorry. I can shake your hand though."
William explains, "She wanted to go and do lots of research. She spent God knows how much time looking through all the paper." Milestone, with the youngest of William and Kate's 3 kids, Prince Louis, celebrating his 8th birthday on Center for Early Childhood, the royal foundation she founded in 2021 for children's development. Instagram stories alongside a photo of the pair from 2025. Happy birthday to the Prince of Wales.
Them redo the tests. But the first thing that they thought of was the children. How are we going to tell the kids? Laid up.
July 2011, inside Buckingham Palace. Queen Elizabeth II is standing in front of Catherine's wedding dress, not on the day she wore it, but 3 months later, mounted alone on a headless mannequin, floating under a ring of white light. A press association reporter is the only journalist allowed to follow her through that private tour. And as the Queen studies the dress, her voice changes. She says the words the palace never wanted. Repeated, horrible then horrid. Royal biographer Andrew Morton later confirmed exactly what that reaction really meant. And it had almost nothing to do with the dress itself. Subscribe to Royal Archives for more. To understand why this moment happened at all, go back to April 29, 2011. Catherine Middleton walked down the aisle of Westminster Abbey in a gown designed by Sarah Burton of Alexander McQueen. Ivory satin gazar, a nearly 3-meter train, a bodice hand-appliquéd by workers from the Royal School of Needlework. The world decided instantly that it was perfect. Designer Vera Wang called it a new kind of classicism. Fashion editors compared the lace to Grace Kelly's own royal wedding gown. Within hours, it was one of the most photographed garments in modern history. By July, that same dress was no longer on Catherine. It was standing alone at Buckingham Palace, the centerpiece of a new summer exhibition called The Royal Wedding Dress, A Story of Great British Design. Curator Carolyn de Guiteau later said it was Catherine's own choice to display it there, at the very palace where the wedding celebrations had ended months earlier. Before the public was let in that Saturday, 2 women toured the room first. The bride who wore the dress and the monarch who'd watched her marry into the family. Press Association followed them through it, and their report is specific. As Queen Elizabeth stood in front of the dress, tiara, and veil arranged on an invisible mannequin under white light, her voice rose. She said, "Horrible, Sat." Then, "Horrid." Then, according to PA's account, she added, "It's made to look very creepy." The mannequin had no head. The tiara floated above empty space. The veil hung with nothing beneath it. CBS News picked up the same report days later, describing the Queen as visibly unsettled by how her own family's history had been staged for public viewing. A reaction so notable that it made the news cycle on its own, separate from any coverage of the dress itself. Catherine, standing beside her, didn't push back. She offered a different read entirely, telling the Queen the display had a 3D effect, treating the eerie lighting as a design choice rather than a flaw. It's a small exchange. 4 seconds, maybe 5. But it's one of the only recorded moments from that entire summer where the 2 women's reactions to the same object visibly split. one seeing something staged and unsettling, the other seeing craftsmanship worth admiring up close. For over a decade, that exchange sat quietly in the archive, rarely mentioned outside a single wire report most people never saw. Years later, in a documentary revisiting the exhibition, Andrew Morton was asked directly about that walkthrough. And he didn't dismiss the Queen's reaction as a passing comment. "When you went to the exhibition of Catherine's wedding dress at Buckingham Palace, it seemed creepy," Morton said, "because you had this halo of light surrounding the tiara and wedding dress." He wasn't describing a woman offended by her granddaughter-in-law's taste. He was describing a staging decision that unsettled anyone who walked into that room. The Queen simply said it out loud, in a private moment nobody expected to be recorded. That distinction matters. This wasn't the Queen questioning the dress Sarah Burton built, or the choices Catherine made walking down the aisle months earlier. It was an 85-year-old monarch, famous for keeping her opinions to herself in public, reacting honestly to a headless figure floating in a darkened room. Coverage of the exhibition at the time also noted the Queen was well used to loaning her own dresses out for display over the decades, but reportedly never entirely comfortable watching her family's private wardrobe emptied out for strangers to walk past. This was that same discomfort, caught on tape for the first and only time. Here's what makes the moment worth sitting with. The Queen's private unease never became public policy. The exhibition opened exactly as planned that same Saturday, running through October 3rd. It went on to help pull in a record number of summer visitors to Buckingham Palace, and reporting at the time put the money raised at close to £10 million, split between Catherine's own charitable fund and the royal collection. Whatever the Queen actually thought of the staging in that private moment, she never once said it publicly, and she never asked for a single detail of the display to change before the doors opened. Compare that to what actually got remembered. Millions of people walked past that same headless mannequin that summer and saw exactly what Catherine saw. Craftsmanship, history, a dress worth traveling to see in person. The Queen's private Horrid never reached them. It stayed exactly where Press Association found it. 4 seconds of footage, a handful of overheard words, filed away in a single wire report for over a decade until a biographer was finally asked to make sense of it on camera. The dress won. The exhibition won. The Queen's discomfort simply never left that room, and the public never got the chance to agree or disagree with her. That's the full picture, and it only comes together when you put both accounts side by side. Press Association's 2011 report tells you exactly what the Queen said, word for word, inside that private tour. A real, documented reaction, not a rumor passed down secondhand. Andrew Morton's later comments tell you why she likely said it. Not a slight against Catherine or the gown itself, but an honest reaction to a staging choice built, by design, to unsettle anyone standing in front of it. Both things are true at the same time. A monarch can call something horrid behind closed doors and still let it open to the public exactly as planned, because her real judgment of the day and of the marriage it celebrated had already been made months earlier at the altar in Westminster Abbey. What Morton's account doesn't answer is whether the Queen ever raised the display again, with the curators, with Catherine, or with anyone else preparing the palace's next public exhibition. Buckingham Palace has staged royal wedding dresses for public display more than once since that summer. Whether anyone involved in those later decisions remembered a headless mannequin and one unhappy monarch back in July 2011 is something no report has ever confirmed, one way or the other. Subscribe to Royal Archives and we'll show you exactly what happened next.